Hi everyone! In this video we are going to draw this very simple landscape illustration. Before you start drawing, please download the color palette from the description. And also, if you will enjoy this video and would like to draw more with me, please check out my Patreon where I have more tutorials like this. And now let's start. Let's create new canvas, A4 canvas from Procreate. And here is the color palette we are going to use. Let's take the first color here and drag and drop it to the canvas. We are going to draw the sky first. And this will be the background for the sky. Now let's create a new layer and we can add more colors in there. Let's take this color here and go to the selection tool. Here pick rectangle and make sure your color fill is turned on. Select rectangle like this, about 1/3 of the canvas from the bottom. Now let's tap here to finish and take another color. This one here. Again, let's go for the selection tool. And now select smaller rectangle here like this. Make sure this is overlapping with the color underneath it. Tap here to finish. And take another color. This light one here. Use the selection tool. And draw a small rectangle here. Let's finish this. And now the empty space on the top we are going to fill with that first color. We can just drag it in there. So all the colors are here on this layer. Now we want to blend them together, and to do that we can go to the adjustments and pick Gaussian Blur. Swipe your pencil on screen to add the blur size, and let's make it 45%. I feel like I would like to have some more of that lighter color here, so I'm going to make new layer, and I will take that color, and I'm going to make one more rectangle here. Now I'm going to blur this with the Gaussian Blur. My blur size here will be 53%. Now that is finished, we can merge those layers together. Let's pinch them like this. And now I would like this sky to be more pinkish, purplish, so I'm going to make new layer on top of this. And I'm going to take this color here, and I will just drag and drop it there. Now we have to change the blending mode of this layer, so we can see through this and we can affect the layer underneath it. Let's tap here and let's pick Add. I'm going to turn down the opacity of this layer to 75%. Now we can start drawing our foreground. Let's make a new layer for this. Change the color to this green one here. And we can pick the brush. Let's go to Drawing and pick Moorila. My brush size is 29%. And we can just draw a simple bush here. I'm going to actually make the brush size bigger, 52%, so it will go faster. So I'm just going to mark here the space for the bush, like this. You don't have to color it perfectly. It's good when you have some kind of like different colors in there. And now I'm going to make the brush size smaller, 26%, and I will fix the top edge of that bush here on this side. Now let's take another color, next one in line, and we can draw some more on top of it. Just don't go on the top edge of the bush. Let's keep it darker color there. Now we can make one more color here, but let's make new layer for this. Let's take this color here, next one in line, and we are going to change the brush. Let's pick Oberon. My brush size will be 27%, and I'm going to cover the bottom part of this bush. I'm going to create here grass, and I'm not going to the top edge of the bush. And as before, you can leave some empty spaces there, so we have some of that other color coming through it. And now we can change the color for the next one in line. And we are going to draw some grass and some plants. Let's change the brush. Take Eaglehawk. And the brush size I'm using is 10%. And I'm just going to draw some lines like this, representing grass. We can also draw some small plants like that. So let's fill the whole space like this, with those lines and small plants. If you're still watching and enjoying this video, please stop for a moment and leave a like and subscribe and leave a comment. Maybe you can write in comment cloud. Then I would know that you really enjoyed this video. We can draw here some taller plants like this. This will keep the illustration interesting. When you think it's enough, we can start adding flowers. Let's make a new layer for them. And we are going to have 3 colors for our flowers. Let's start with this one here, this dark yellow one. And with the brush size 22%, we can draw some small spots, some small dots, representing flowers. Just like before, it's nothing really precise, just some small dots, as you can see. Now let's change the color for the next one in line, this blue one here, and we can draw some more flowers. And now, the last color, it will be this purple one. Let's add it only in a few places. I want the yellow and the blue flowers to be dominant. So my flowers are finished now, and I'm going to move on and make one more layer and draw some bigger plants in the foreground. Let's take another color, this green one here. And with a brush size 8%, we can draw bigger plants on the sides. I'm going to draw a simple plant like this, but if you want, you can pick another kind of plant and just draw it here. Let's make one more here, also tall. And maybe something a little bit different here. And now one on this side. Now let's make the brush size bigger, 18%, and we can draw some leaves on top of the illustration, on the right side. You can start with few leaves and then add more on top of them. So it will look like there are more branches there, not just one. Let's add more leaves here, maybe going this way. And few more here. This is finished now, we can maybe draw some clouds. Let's go on this layer here with the flowers and make new layer on top of it. Let's change the color to this one here. And let's change the brush, go to airbrushing and pick hard airbrush. Make the brush size 100% and we can draw simple clouds like this. Just draw circles touching each other and this way you can create a nice cloud shape. Of course, this is a very specific style of clouds. You might like it, you might not like it. For this illustration, I just picked this kind of cloud. Something very simple. Let's make another cloud here. And now we can take another color, this orange one, and draw on top of that cloud at the bottom part of it. Now same here for this cloud. And the last color for the cloud, this yellow one. Let's draw even lower. Let's make another cloud in different colors. Take this purple color here and draw a cloud maybe here on top, on the left side. And for this we have another color, this light purple one. So let's draw a cloud shape here under the first one. This should be enough. Now we can add still some moon and stars in this illustration. Let's make new layer for them. Let's move it under the clouds. And for this, I'm going to use this yellow color. And here I'm going to use my stamp brushes. If you are interested in them, the link for them is in the description of the video. I'm going to first use the moon field. And with the brush size 11, I'm just going to stamp the moon here. And I will use the arrow tool to rotate it. Okay. And now I'm going to make another layer for the stars. And for them I'm going to use this brush here. Starry Sky Less Stars. And with the brush size 11%, I'm going to add few stars on top of the sky. And now we can make brush size bigger, 26%, and we can add a few more bigger stars. This should be enough. And now we can even make more stars using this brush here, dot field. Let's make brush size 1%, and we can just stamp a few dots here like this. And now this illustration is finished. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and please share your drawing with me on my Instagram, I would love to see it. And here I have a special shout out to my big fan supporters on my Patreon. Thank you so much for being there with me. Thank you so much for watching and see you in my next video. Bye!